Good morning, Year 6. Welcome to your Monday's English lesson. Today we are magpieing, and this week you are going to be writing a poem all about the boat journey. So we have been reading letters from the lighthouse, just to remind you. And remember, Olive found the suitcase on the beach, and so we can infer that some of the people who were coming over from Europe, and we have now learned that they are Jewish people, would have made a really scary, perilous boat journey across the sea. We are going to link this to current news affairs and the dangerous journeys that some people still have to make to reach safe countries. So, in these pictures, I have shown you an example from World War II of people fleeing their country because of conflict and war and coming over to the United Kingdom for safety, which at the time was a relatively safe country from the battlefields. And this is still happening today. So this picture is showing you some refugees who are fleeing their country, possibly because of conflict and the dangerous situation in their country, and fleeing on a very similar looking boat across the sea. So just to show you that this is something that is still happening, and we're going to watch a video that will hopefully inspire you to write your poem this week. Your poem is going to be really dramatic and emotional and emotive. So we need to write a poem that describes the boat journey. So we will certainly have to describe the waves crashing up over the boat, all of the people being squashed on, and how they feel and what they can see on the horizon. Let's watch this video to give us some inspiration.
ما بحب أزعل حدا. ليش أزعلك؟ إذا بدي أزعلك بدي أحكي لك قصة نطلعنا على البلد. كانت كتير كبيرة. أنا أول ما شفتها خفت. بعد ما طلعت حبيتها ما خفت أكتر. أيوة ما مشينا شوي المي دخلت على البالون وكل ما نمشي يطرش علينا مي. أنا كنت حاسة أنا وأمي نغرق بالبالون هيك فصلة جوا نغرق. كل ما بمشي هو مشي كل ما بمشي هيك نقرص كل ما يمشي يطرش علينا مي. وأنا كنت لابسة هيك مسكين نفسي وكنت بردانة كتير كتير كتير. بعد ما بردت خفت كتير 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 كتير. في وحدة بتركعتها شنطتنا وهي بالها شنطتها عشان تعطيتها للزلمة كبر بالبحر وكان كل الغاضي جداد. بعد ما لبست لبسة أي أول بس مرة لبست لبسة بعدين شلحته بعدين قلت لما خليني ألبسه بركي مثلا حدا كبرنا غلطنا بالبالون قلت لا حينكبوا يا ماما. قلت لها أنا حطيتها بالشنطة قام طلع كلامي صح قام نكبوا. بعد ما طلعت الشمس طلعت على أمي لقيتها تحت هيك بركة على المي. لا أشوف أمي قام رفعتها لأمي قام خلص البنزين أجا هذا تبع صياد السمك شدنا على الشاطئ. بعد ما وصلنا الشاطئ شقينا البلد قضينا الحزامات وطلعنا على الجبل. طلعنا على الجبل كتير 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 هذا. بس أطلع من جهة أقول خلص أرجع أطلع. في ما بعرف وين نمنا والله نسيت. أنا ما كنت متذكرة كتير. بعد ما وصلنا على هذا رفضنا حالنا صرنا نروح على الشرطة. بعد ما رحنا على الشرطة قالوا لنا روحوا. كتير مشتاقة يعني اشتقت لها لمدرستي اللي بسوريا. أيوة اشتقت لها لأنستي وكان أنستي كتير حبابة يعني ما كانت تزعلني طبعا وكتير رفقة عندي كان. بس والله ما ضل حدا. إن شاء الله نرجع نتقابل. إن شاء الله ترجع سلمة الأول.
So, in a very similar way as Malik in the video was fleeing from Syria, the people in our text, Letters from the Lighthouse, are people fleeing from Europe because of the conflict. So both cases, people, families, whether that be men, women and young children and sometimes elderly people, were fleeing for their own safety. So we really need to show that emotion and the fear that Malik felt in our poem this week. So you are going to write about the journey that the refugees would take across the sea. Remember, Ephraim and the children now, Olive and Cliff, are waiting for them at Budmouth Point. So they would have taken a really perilous journey across cold, wavy sea. So we need to use some vocab that will tell us that. Some examples I have given you, things like my heart sank to show the emotion, tears welled in my eyes, waves thrashed the tiny boat. So I'm using my onomatopoeic words here of thrashed. You might also want to use words such as cold, but I think we'd want to probably up-level the word cold. So we might want to say freezing spray. Let me up-level that. Freezing sea spray, for example. So describing, so our readers really get a picture. Let's have a look at this to give us some more inspiration. So in your word bank, you may want to describe the lightning that we've just seen here in the animation, the colour of the sky and the horizon, and the choppy waves underneath the boat. And this is Malik, and so this is how children probably would have felt that lots of other people were crammed into the boat. We've also got a dark, foreboding sky up here. So magpie some of the words and phrases that you think of into your word bank today.
كانت كتير كبيرة. أنا أول ما شفتها خفت. أيوة، وقت ما مشينا شوي المي دخلت على البلم، وكل ما نمشي يطرش علينا مي، وكنت بردانة كتير كتير كتير. بعد ما بردت خفت كتير 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 كتير.
So we can pause the video here and we can use some vocab to describe. We know this is probably a metaphor, this didn't happen. However, using figurative language, we can describe how Malik is feeling. So she feels like the sea is dragging the boat around and pulling at her, even if it's not really. So magpie some of those words and phrases into your word bank now.
وكتير عندي كان صار أفضل حدا.
Okay, so hopefully with both videos that has really helped you to imagine how children like this would have felt, whether that be the ones in Letters from the Lighthouse or in the present day with current news affairs. So your task today is to make a word bank of words and phrases to describe that journey across the sea that you will then use in your poem. Remember, if you are aiming to go deeper, you need to be stretching those into sentences which link cohesively, so you can use your cohesive openers to link together your sentences.